Hey YouTube, Wuam here. I've had a request from someone, friend of mine, to do some a video or some videos on the current state of professional wrestling. Um, with the knowledge that I have, being a professional wrestling fan since 1981, um, pretty much this is going to be the first video that I'm going to post here. Um, and I'm not going to get real specific on anything, but I'm kind of trying to put things together in my head a little bit of what I really want to get out there on YouTube and or Facebook about my opinion because of the state of professional wrestling. I will say one thing that a lot of people will call it wrestling or it's fake and it's whatever. And to that, I'll always say, well, you go see the movie Titanic and you cry at the end. Well, sorry, it's fake too. But it's I like art. I like a lot of things, and music and movies and opera and a lot. I have a lot of interest, and I consider music and TV shows and movies and professional wrestling art. And I was lucky enough to be there in the real good old days of professional wrestling, where it was really protected. And I grew up on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, the NWA, with your Ric Flairs, which is my favorite wrestler of all time, and Tully Blanchard and the Four Horsemen, and Dusty Rhodes, and Jimmy Valiant, Paul Jones, and the list goes on and on. Anyway, I don't want to get too specific on my first video here, but I want to collect my thoughts and remember as much as I can about the good old days and the days that I would we or whoever would go and see matches live at the Greensboro Coliseum, NWA, on up through the buyout in '89 or '90. I believe it was '89 when Turner bought the NWA and turned it into WCW, and into that, and into the Monday Night Wars, which I was only on one, pretty much on one side of the Monday Night Wars. I was on the WCW side, and that was a very exciting time. On up till my favorite wrestler, a professional wrestler, which is always will be the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And pretty much when he retired in 2008, I really started losing interest a lot in the product. Of course, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I know back in 2001 the WCW was bought by Vince and the WWE, and a lot of things changed, and Flair did go to the WWE. And did he make a fool of himself? Sometimes. Were his storylines compelling? Always, because it's Ric Flair. The old man out there doing his best, and always heel or babyface. The guy could do anything, even though he was physically limited in the post WCW days. I think he did the best he could, but anyway, after Ric Flair retired in 2008, I really lost interest in the product. And of course, I'm going to talk about 2008 till now, 2017, on what I think about how professional wrestling has evolved or changed or I really don't want to give my opinion right now because that's just another subject that another specific subject that I want to get into. But anyway, this is just kind of a meet and greet, telling my quote audience, whoever wants to listen to me. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me. That's fine. That's the way the world works. But I will be giving my opinions from, and I don't know how many segments this will end up being. I just have no clue. But I will get into it more and see, and maybe write down some bullet points on what to talk about on each individual show, if you want to call it a show. It's pretty much just my opinions, but I won't get real specific on that either, because I just don't know. I just see what I'm interested in a certain segment, and that's what I'll talk about, and I'll break it up and get as much in as I can. And I'm an old school professional wrestling fan. I started watching professional wrestling before Ric Flair ever won his first world title, which wasn't very long after I started watching. Don't get me wrong, but he was the United States champion when I first started watching professional wrestling. So anyway, this is just kind of a appetizer into what I want to do here, and the point or points that I want to get across about the state of professional wrestling today and yesterday and the day before, the day before, the day before, and all that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up for now, and I will be back, and I will give my opinions. I will show some of my memorabilia, and reflect on things, and again, just give my opinion on a lot of things. I do know a lot about professional wrestling, maybe more than one person should that is not involved in the business, but I do know a lot about it, and there's probably some people that know a lot more about it, and there's probably some people that don't know more, and some young people could get mad at some of the things I say because they weren't there during the glory days, which that's what I call them. So anyway, this is going to be my first video, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is Wuam. God bless all of you, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye.